Good evening.
Hello, I hope you just didn't get me blowing my schnoz.
No,
Hi,
I waited.
Miguel. So, what is up, Matt? What's new? It's been a week.
Oh, not much. Me and the family, we went to Mammoth Caves down in Kentucky over the weekend, and
Went to Kentucky.
yeah, camped out
Where
for a night.
did you wait? You drove there?
Yeah,
How far is that from you?
about 6 hours.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought it was a while. Oh, that's cool. Is that
It was fun.
like in Pennsylvania, we have like what's called a crystal cave? Is that kind of what it is? Like stalactite, stalagmite?
Yeah, they have some of that. It's the longest cave in the world, apparently.
Nice.
What have
Okay,
you
let
been
me
up to?
well, this is one of the things I cannot mention yet. I will be announcing it, but it's a big thing that I am working on as of today. But I
Okay.
will say that 3 people have written me in on this for this election. I think which is more votes than Kamala got, mind you, in the primaries. I think one of them is like school board, and one of them's like, I forget. They're all like, more local positions and stuff, but I am honored.
Sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for entrusting me to represent we the people. I appreciate it. And yes, I do agree. I would do a better job.
It's true. Miguel says Savage Joy 2024. Hell
Well, I'll
yeah.
do 2028 because I need Jill to win this time. I need at least that 5%. Come on, people.
Yeah.
Well, what do we have this week? You guys, I did do my podcast with Josh last night, and we do that every Tuesday. I try not to repeat what I talk about with him. So a couple of the things that are, really like, you know, big, I already talked about last night with Josh. So I'm kind of gonna like talk about some other stuff as well. So what is first on the agenda?
You just sent me this. U.S. threatens Israel with arms embargo over Gaza aid. Says Washington is concerned over the IDF bombing campaign in Beirut as Netanyahu rejects a unilateral ceasefire. Let's see. The United States has warned Israel that military aid could be restricted unless it takes steps to improve the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, in one of the more serious disputes between the two arch allies since the October 7 massacre attack. Yeah, I can already tell the political leanings of this
Mhm.
newspaper. The the State Department and the White House and the Pentagon confirmed that U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin sent a letter on the issue to Defense Minister and Minister of Strategic Affairs. So they sent a letter.
which is pretty impactful. A letter. I
A
mean, I
letter,
know
yeah,
BB is like, yo, I mean, I know you send me billions and weapons, but holy fuck, do not send me a piece of paper. You are fucking terrifying me. So I know that's going to change stuff. Also, I
definitely.
love the fact that like every single article I've read having to do this, it says may do an arms embargo, could do an arms embargo. And
Yeah,
let's just be clear, this is the first time Biden has even said the words arms embargo. I don't even think he's coherent enough to understand what the fucking arms embargo is. But the first thing I thought of when I saw this, well, was of course he's full of shit. But the first thing I really thought of was, okay, let's break this down. Why was Kamala not the one to say this? Because yes, I
mm,
know she's not president right now, but she's the one who wants votes. She's the one who is being presumptuous that is going to be president for the next 4 years. Why is it not her coming out and saying, or at least joining him when he says, we will do an arms embargo in the next month? Why is she not like, also,
hmm
I will continue it? Why? Because they don't fucking mean it. That's why. And I love how 30 days the election will fucking be over. Okay. I would like to think our comrades are not that dumb that they're going to be like, oh, well, at least there's hope. Yeah. Okay. They're already committing illegal war crimes. We already have receipts from
Yep,
multiple places that
yep,
Anthony Blinken was purposely disregarding investigations that showed that they were stopping humanitarian aid from getting into Gaza. We know that for a fact. And he still has his job. But we're supposed to be like, oh, cool. They capitalized on our word ceasefire. Okay, now it means
yeah,
fuck nothing, absolutely nothing. Now they're capitalizing on our words arms embargo, and it's gonna mean absolutely nothing again.
because it's just an empty threat.
Exactly.
State Department Matthew Miller said the private correspondence made clear our concerns about the levels of humanitarian assistance that have been making it into Gaza. So they're not even talking about the bombings or the killings or anything.
But
We're
let's
just
just
concerned.
right. And I love the verbiage, the amount getting into Gaza. How about just say the amount not getting into Gaza? Because that's the reality. It's not about what's getting in. What's getting in is the fucking IDF taking bags of rice, cutting them open, and dumping them in mud and laughing as
Yeah,
Palestinians go and try to dig rice out of the mud and shit like that. That's what's getting in.
yep,
Disgusting.
yep.
But please tell me that our people are not dumb enough to be like, oh, well, at least there's hope. Because this shit is going on way, way past November 5th. I mean, there is
You
no
think?
stopping, there is
You
no
think so?
end.
Yeah. It says the U.S. gave Israel 30 days to turn the situation around. A similar a similar letter was sent to Israel in April, Miller said, explaining that the situation improved for a period of time, but that aid levels have since declined.
And we've given them 100 billion in the meantime. People
Yep.
only do what you let them do. Not only are they letting Israel do this shit, they are emboldening them doing this shit. They are literally aiding them. If you're going to talk about aid, let's talk about the aid of the money and the weapons they're giving. Now, there is an update on the money that Israel is getting, not by us. They're always going to have this unconditional blank check. But there's an update that came out last night about different money that's going to stop going to them, which is hopeful. But you know what? We're just going to up the money we give to them now to make up for it. But anyway, what is the next one? We'll get to that. It's somewhere in my my selections. What is next?
This other article here, Israeli defense officials say the government's pushing aside the hostage deal, eyeing Gaza annexation. Is this the same thing we just talked about, or is this different?
It's different.
Okay, let me see here. And this seems to be an archive page, so none of the images are loading, but I guess that's fine. IDF commanders in Gaza say the recent decision to operate in the northern part of the Strip was taken without proper deliberations and is apparently aimed at pressuring civilians in the area to relocate. According to senior defense officials, the Israeli government is not seeking to revive hostage talks, and the political leadership is pushing for the gradual annexation of large parts of the Gaza Strip. In behind-the-doors discussions, these officials say the chances of reaching a hostage deal appear slim right now. One of the reasons cited is that since negotiations were suspended, there has been no discussion among international players involved in the talks. Interesting. In addition, they say Israel's political leaders have not held any discussions with the various security branches about the condition of the hostages. So, okay. Army commanders in the field who spoke with Haaretz say the recent decision to launch operations in northern Gaza was taken without any in-depth discussion. They said it appeared that the operations were aimed principally at pressuring local residents who were again told to evacuate the area for the coast as winter is approaching.
This is, I mean, how many other times can we see the fact that they literally spell out ethnic cleansing? They spell out genocide. And it's still, right to defend itself. Like history is going to look at the United States as they should. That we are responsible. It's not just Israel committing genocide, it is us. There's no way to not agree with that.
Yeah. While Gazans in the south are getting humanitarian assistance, those who remain in the north will face hunger. So there's your threat. At the very least, they'll be hungry.
And I hate the way these fucking articles, not necessarily this one, but all these articles you look through, they say shit like food insecure. Fuck you, man. They're being starved. Food insecure?
I wonder if that kind of, if we look through that, the Jewish communications PDF.
Oh my God, man.
I bet it's in there. I bet it's, when you talk about us starving them, you have to say, what are they saying?
It's food insecurity.
They're just hungry, you know. They're just going to be
hungry.
Yeah,
they're just hungry. Or as I forget what his name is, but one of the Israeli Zionists said, Gazans are on a diet.
That's gross.
Like, it's fucking disgusting.
Yep.
Who else we got? Any comments? You know,
Probably.
my blind desk can see this.
Haven't been looking.
You could switch to the next one. I know I put like a buttload of articles and videos and shit. I mean, you know, I used to do several topics a night and I still try, but like, yeah.
All right, what do we got? A clip of Mr. Walls here embarrassing himself, perhaps.
Look, you all know it. We can't have 4 more years of this. We won't have 4 more years of it. We won't. Look, you all know it. We can't have 4 more years of this.
4 more years of this.
Listen to the audience, though.
Yep.
We won't have 4.
There's a groan.
4 more years of this. We won't have 4 more years of it. We won't. Look, you.
Then they just clap.
What?
They groan and then they just clap at the end.
I know, like 5 people. It's like a cricket. Like, oh my God, what a fucking cult. Oh my God, we won't have 4 more years of this. Oh wait, but because I'll be vice president, so it'll be different. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yep, that was it. Ugh, gross.
Here, a Zionist intimidates and bullies a charity stand for Palestinians.
Can I see how legal this place is? Oh, I want to see the legal. You really taking a video of me? I'm Israel. Hi, Hebrew. I'm Israel. Went to Tidamul. Went to Tidamul. I'll tell you something, okay? What's your name? You don't have to say my name. It's okay.
Within good faith. You're not here in good faith for raising money for children.
Okay.
Over 20,000 children have been murdered, and so many.
So sad. So sad.
You just don't care about. You don't care about
Do you know what
children.
happened on October 7th? Do you know what you're standing for? You're standing for rape. You're a woman.
There was literally.
Listen to me, listen to me, please.
There was no documentation
Let me
of
show you.
any rape.
Let me show you. I was there. I was in Gaza. I was there. I saw it.
You're Israeli and you were
I'm
in Gaza.
Israeli. I was in
That's
Gaza.
just a lie. Please.
Let me show you. I was there. I'll show you myself there.
We're literally for our organization. We are not.
I was there.
Don't want to talk to you. Please go away. I'm
No,
gonna
I
get
don't
a
want to go
cop.
away. Listen,
You're
I'm just trying to
making
understand.
you're making me so uncomfortable with all your lies.
Can you just
Please
explain to
go
me
away.
what's going on here? What are you doing? You're Wait. No, I'm really
Have a good day. Have a good day.
No, thank you. I'm having a great day. What is this? What are you doing? Trying to find what?
We're not
Raise money?
engaging with you anymore.
Why not?
You're condescending. You're berating us. Stop.
What's your name? You have no answer other than have a good day. You know what you're doing here? I really want to know. I want to know. I want to understand why you're doing this. What are you doing?
Stop. That's like he's not Arabic.
I don't care.
Stop talking to him.
Okay. You're not Arab?
You don't need to engage.
Have you ever been in Israel? Have you ever been in Gaza? Have you
Yes.
ever been? Have you?
Yeah.
Where?
Please
tell
don't
me
talk to her
why.
anymore.
Okay.
She's an agitator.
Am I what? Listen to me. Listen to me. I want to talk to you really from my heart. You're a woman. What you're doing here is supporting rape. You're supporting rape. I've seen it in my eyes. I've seen the ladies getting raped. I've seen it in my eyes. You're on the wrong side of history. I'm so sorry to tell you that. I'm really sorry, but this is just ridiculous. You don't know what's going on there.
Please go away.
I don't want to go away. I just want to get some explanations. I'm not going to go away until you give me some explanations. What is this place? And I want to see your license. Do you have any license for this? I can get this out of here in like 15 minutes.
Please go.
Oh, yeah.
Go
I'll
away.
do it. Don't worry. I'm going to do it anyway. Just, I'm trying to give you some time before I get the people here to get this out because this will get out in 15 minutes. Really.
Please go ahead.
Okay, I'll do it. Do you have any explanations before I do that? Because I will do it.
We're raising money for a 501c3, Mecca,
Okay.
who helps children.
Amazing. What children?
Children in Gaza.
What happened to them?
I'm not.
You don't know. You do things without knowing
They
what
have
you're
been
doing.
named. They have been bombed. They have
By who?
no.
By
By
who?
Israel.
No. Girl, listen to
Girl,
me.
please get the fuck away. You're
I don't
actually pissing me off
I
now.
don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You don't know what you're doing. You have no answers. I ask you questions, you don't know how to answer them. You only tell me like have a good day. You have no answers. You have no listen to yourselves, please. You don't know what you're doing. You're supporting rape. You're supporting murder. That's what you're doing right now. When you have this here, this is the flag of Lebanon. They've been bombing Israel for a year now. Now the thing is, what you're doing here is just wrong. Really, it's wrong, and what you're doing here, I bless you with only goodness, really, with only happiness. I'm a Jew, and all I want for you is to be happy, really, to be loved and to be happy. And this is just what you're doing here is just madness, and you know nothing. You know nothing.
You've given us much to think about. We appreciate the conversation.
Say that again?
You've given us much to think about. We appreciate the conversation.
You didn't talk to me. I'd like to talk to
Exactly.
you. I'm not trying to bother you. All I'm trying to do is to understand. So please give me information.
There's not a chance you would actually, in good faith, try to understand.
I'm not even trying to do anything. I'm just trying to talk to them, and they don't even.
No, you're
See, he's
you're
ignoring
absolutely
me.
not. You're messing up our table. You're
I didn't
deterring
mess up
people,
anything.
and you're saying we're raising money for rapists, which is not fucking true. So stop.
Do you want me to show you?
Girl.
Show you? I was there.
I'm raising money for children. Please leave.
But you don't even give me the information. What
You keep saying that, and you're incorrect. Please leave.
I don't want to leave. I'm just trying to get information. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm really trying to get information.
You are, because you are messing up our table.
I'm not missing anything.
And you're fighting with us, and you're deterring other people from coming.
What do you mean?
You're telling us we're raising money for rapists.
Because you are.
Please leave.
I kind of want to see the table. You might move over a little bit. You're up for it.
You are. Like,
I don't want to lose space.
that's okay. I just want to do this.
Please take it and then slide over.
When is this? Mondays.
I understand. Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't care about your hostages. Benjamin Netanyahu invading Lebanon to get your hostages. Yes, he just they're invading Lebanon. Yes. I don't know if you wanted your hostages back. It doesn't seem like a good strategy. It's nice talking. Take care. Please don't bother these people anymore.
Yeah, I'm not bothering them totally. I'm
Get
not.
your own.
You're bothering us.
Other people need to see.
Don't start your own self-trading, Israel proving.
They're around. I'm not touching your stuff. Do you support Gaza?
I'm not talking.
Why not?
No one seems
Oh, you know what they would do to you in Gaza? Oh, you don't know. So poor lady. You don't know anything, do you? Ay, 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 ay. Enjoy supporting this. Good luck with supporting rape. Well done. Well done.
You might
Women
move back
to
a little
women.
bit.
Well done. Huh?
So that people can.
Oh, you're also wearing kafia? Wow.
Could you move back a little bit?
Amazing.
You're just being rude to them.
What do you mean?
This is a children's.
Ow!
This is a children's alliance.
Why are you screaming at me?
Because you're harassing people. This
I'm
is
not
crazy.
harassing anyone.
Oh my God! Please,
You
this is a Middle Eastern Children's Alliance. Like it's a charity.
Okay, then you know what? They
You're-
didn't say that to me.
You can read. You can
Oh, I
see.
wish they'd let me.
You're literally standing in front of the.
Listen, I'm not harassing anyone. I'm just talking. Really,
You're
I'm not doing
harassing
anything.
me. You're
Why?
harassing me. You're harassing all of us.
What?
Please
What am I
stop.
doing? What?
You won't leave. You are telling me I'm raising money for
You know what you're
rapists.
doing.
Please
You don't need
leave.
to be dumb.
I'm literally
Wait.
not. We're raising money for children.
Do
What are
you really
you
think?
psycho?
No, for real.
No.
Really, I really. Oh, shut the
Stop.
fuck up.
Stop.
So rude.
Stop. Get out of here. Why are you still here? Leave. Leave.
Are you
Why are you
still
still
threatened
here?
by this? Or do you want to fight? This is the
Leave.
hill you want to die on? It's not worth it. Go. Like,
Leave.
it's been
Leave.
so long.
Leave.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's you are starting trouble. We didn't go to you.
Hey, let them go.
Leave. Yeah,
I know, but
you
it's
are messing
like-
up our table
I know,
and
but
you
you're like
won't
not
leave.
close in your personal space for no reason.
What?
Yo, if you was that close, would you get that close to me as a black man?
Oh my God, girl.
No, she's fine.
I don't care.
Y'all see my Jewish sister acting a fool?
How are you? I'm
Put
in
at the top,
Thailand.
put at the top shot, Adonai, Elohim, Melech. So what's up? What are you doing?
Look up
What are
Mecca.
you doing?
Please look up Mecca.
Really?
I know, but these are our people.
We're raising money for literal
Yo,
children,
we can't.
girl.
No, I got her. It's my sister. It's my
Do you
cousin.
really think it goes to children? I'm really asking you. Do you think it goes to children?
Listen to me. Okay.
Thank you for coming. This girl's harassing
Your eyes
us
are
and we'll
beautiful.
leave. Thank you so much. Please.
Yo, they're like
She
20
won't leave.
minutes
She's
from
messing up our table.
I didn't miss up
You gotta
anything
give
from
them
your
their own
table.
personal space.
Honestly, all I'm trying to do is just to get information and to talk to them, and they don't even talk to me. They start screaming at me.
There's a lot of people
You
here.
screamed at me. Oh no,
Yeah, because you won't leave. She's been here for 45 minutes. She won't leave.
Because I want to
We're
talk to
raising
you.
money for
And
children, and
everybody's
she's
ignoring
telling
me.
No, we told you multiple times. Please leave.
But I want to talk to you.
No, I don't want to talk to you.
How am I harassing them?
This poor girl. You know what? This woman's lucky I wasn't there. I can tell you that much.
Saying that you guys are being really anti-Semitic right now.
Like,
You guys are being really anti-Semitic right now. Wow.
oh my fucking God. What children? Who's doing it? Who? Who? What children? What children? Oh my God. Please, please, please make that woman famous. I know all of you on Twitter are like sleuths. We need to find out who this woman is, who her employer is, because she's like, I hope from the bottom of my heart. That's a fucking sociopath. They always do that shit. They try to act like they're in good faith, even though, like, oh my God, stop with the fucking false bullshit. We have videos of SA on Palestinians. We have videos. And the
But she
White
was-
House even
she was
walked
there,
back
Jay.
that shit.
But she was there, okay? Don't
I
make
mean,
her
she
get
was
out her
there.
phone.
In fairness, I mean, she was there. She knows more than us because she saw it in her own eyes.
She has it on her phone right now.
That's the one thing that bothered me was like they should have been like, oh, okay, let me see it.
Yeah.
Because she
Bring it
didn't
up.
have shit or she had something that was doctored. That's one thing I will say. I haven't even ever seen doctored footage of that. I've never seen any footage of anything even close to that. And I've seen interviews of some of the hostages who say straight up they never witnessed that. There's no documentation. Israel itself even did investigations and said they found nothing. But here you go. Kamala's still out there just a week ago pushing it. It's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting because it's lying and it's making other people feel like their stories are not valid because they're lying about things that did not happen. But it's also disgusting because it is fucking happening to Palestinians who they're saying are the ones doing it. And it's all to get people to lack empathy for those people who are being fucking massacred.
Yeah, it's they're trying to confuse people or to make it seem like it's a fair fight or both sides are doing bad things, and that's pure propaganda.
Yeah. There was this one gentleman, and I wish I would have brought the video tonight. There was this one gentleman who made a TikTok where he counted grains of rice. And even though we know IDF were some of the people killed on October 7th and stuff, he went with the number that the media goes by, the 1,200, whatever. Okay, so he does that and he puts the grains of rice in a bowl. Then he decided to put a bowl of 40,000 pieces of rice because that's what they've been going with since November or December. And it was like this to like this. Then he was like, okay, now I'm going to count out 220,000 grains of rice because that's what the estimated actual total is. And it was like you needed a fucking tote to put it all in. And theirs was like this. And no, I am not saying I want anyone to be unalived ever. I don't. Well, except BB, but anyway. So the point is that they keep bringing up this small group of people who Israel does not give a flaming fuck about, instead of these people who are innocent civilians, actual innocent civilians, including children. But I mean, according to that woman, there are no children, or if they're being hurt by who, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's fucking disgusting.
Yep, we're gonna find that woman, make her famous. She's gross.
That was a new one. That I was there. That was a new one. Usually, and also saying, well, who's doing it, and not acknowledging it was Israel, because usually Zionists will say, but it's in self-defense. Usually Zionists don't say, well, it wasn't them.
Yeah.
That was a new one. Usually people are like, yeah, it was them, but it was self-defense, or it was an accident, or whatever. So, I mean, props to her for that, I guess. Props to originality. She was there, you guys. She's fucking traumatized. Just leave her alone. She wants to be left alone, clearly. But props
Gross.
to that girl, like, who was filming, for having some restraint, because, wow.
Yeah. When she was yelling at the end, I really felt that.
I know. I was like,
Good.
get it, girl, get it.
About time. All right. You retweeted this. Zionists are now turning against each other in Israel.
Good. Good. Because there's been a million Israelis in the streets protesting the end of this shit, just saying ceasefire now, like we're done. No, it's not because they care about Palestinians. We know that.
Yeah.
But it's because they fucking loathe Netanyahu. They fucking hate him, and they want him out of power. So regardless of why they're marching and protesting to stop this shit, I don't give a fuck. I just want anyone and everyone to protest to stop this shit. So then other Zionists are like, yeah, no, we're not going to turn against our people. We're not going to turn against our government. We're going to keep fighting for it regardless. And I love to see it. I fucking love to see it.
Yep.
I love it. Because then their division makes us stronger, because we have millions who are standing in solidarity with Palestine. So the Zionists turning on each other into two factions, that is a really fucking good thing. And I dig it.
Yeah. I like it. All right. This looks like an SNL comedy sketch. Sadly,
Yeah,
it's
it
the
fucking
reality
does.
of our ruling class. So it says, when Israel is accused of committing crimes, the U.S. asks it to investigate itself. Again and again and again.
We've asked the government of Israel to investigate.
The IDF should swiftly investigate what happened. We urge Israel to thoroughly and transparently investigate reports of gross violations of human rights.
We support an IDF investigation.
We want to see this thoroughly and transparently investigated.
Israel must thoroughly, transparently investigate credible allegations
and ensure accountability for any abuses and violations.
Ensure any accountability for any abuses and violations.
No one should be shot and killed for attending a protest. No one should have to put their life at risk just for freely expressing their views. In our judgment, Israeli security forces need to make some fundamental changes in the way that they operate in the West Bank, including changes to their rules of engagement.
We've called for a complete, thorough, swift, and transparent investigation.
Well, apparently it was an accident, ricocheted off the ground, and it got hit by accident. But we're working that out now.
Yeah, okay.
We will look at how that investigation is conducted. We will look at the results of that, and then we will pass judgment on it. That investigation is ongoing, and we will wait to see what the results of that investigation show.
We don't want to get ahead of that. Let that process move forward, and we'll see where we are from there.
And when pressed on whether Israel
Does the U.S. support an independent investigation into the killing of journalists?
So I wouldn't want to speak to it from here, but I will say we always support getting to the truth.
What's wrong with an independent, scientific, forensic investigation?
This does need to be thoroughly investigated, but in terms of the modality, we continue to want to see some additional information from the government of Israel before.
Well, you're asking the accused to investigate itself.
Just want to understand why the U.S. Believes Israel can do a good job investigating itself.
And there have been examples in the past where they have investigated incidents and have been very honest and upfront about mistakes they've made.
Is there a separate investigation that you have commissioned, or are you waiting for Israel to come up with it?
We've asked Israel to investigate.
Israel has a history of its investigations going nowhere. No Israeli officials have.
Do you believe that the government of Israel is a credible source in
We do.
enlightening you on that?
We do. We do.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the one time, I can't remember if it was a show I did with you. I believe it was when there was an article and a TikTok being done where somebody broke down the statistics, and it shows that only 3% of Israelis who commit any kind of crimes, be it humanitarian or what have you, are found guilty and imprisoned.
Yeah.
3%. So, and I think you know damn right well those 3% are just unlucky bastards who they're trying to make an example out of. Like, yo, we gotta fucking arrest someone. So sorry, it's not your day. But the other thing, you know, is you can't help but wonder if people are under an ongoing investigation, why are we giving them billions of dollars while that investigation is supposedly going on?
Good question.
Don't you think that should be an arms embargo? You know what I mean? Like, unless and until they're proven innocent, then we won't, you know, they won't be getting any more money. Or like, what are you gonna fucking do? Even if they come up with their investigation that they fucked up, what are you gonna do? Bring back to life the people they have unalived in the meantime? Like, sorry, it took another 6 months, and I know it's double digits more of people, but hey, it's cool. We're gonna reprimand the people. They're gonna get paid vacation, time to think about it. It's like cops, you know, they fucking unalive black men who are unarmed, and they get like this like sabbatical that's paid, and then they're like, we'll investigate it ourselves. That always works out well. So the IDF is the same way, which makes sense since they train cops.
They train the cops. It all makes sense.
In a very, 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 very fucked up way.
And speaking of arms embargoes, Maloney says Italy imposed full arms embargo on Israel over Gaza ground op. We have blocked everything, Maloney told lawmakers during a debate in Italy's Senate ahead of a European Council summit in Brussels. Awesome.
This is big.
Yeah.
I've been to Italy twice. The last time I was in Italy was June, a few months ago, and I got there 2 days after she was elected. And there were very, very mixed reviews. And it's because of her not speaking out on Palestine. And they were they really did not have any hope that she was going to do anything like this whatsoever, because a lot of her policies were very much warmongery. So this is a good, but a surprise. Like, it really is. But
yeah,
the good thing, potential good thing about this is the EU we provide over 70% of Israel's money and weapons. The EU provides the other 30%. So now the EU is going to be having a vote. They do not need a 100% consensus. They need a majority. So when the EU votes, if 6 countries say yay and 5 say nay, tough shit. That's what's going to happen. So I guess it's a glimmer of hope, but at least we have Italy itself saying, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm fuck you for taking so long. I mean, he's been president for 4 months, you know, but still, like, this, I think this video, which I just can't show, it's just I can't. I'm sure everyone's seen it, but this video with the young man burning, hooked up to an IV and stuff, it's rightfully so finally getting to some people. I don't expect it to last, because just like that father holding his baby sans head, who was burned, that did not last. That outrage was about a day long. For us, it never ended, but for the media and what have you, it did not last. So I expect this to be happening with this as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, it'll get no coverage. We're moving on to the next thing, you know. It's election time, you know. Look over here at this shiny thing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Did I not have those motherfuckers call me like 10 minutes before I got on the air? Hi, oh my God. I don't think they train these people, because I've never heard someone read from a script so poorly. She's like, hi, is it Joy? I was like, yes. And she's like, hi, I didn't pay attention to her name. I'm so-and-so from the Kamala. And I was like, look, I'm going to stop you right there. And she's like, I'm calling about reproductive rights. And I'm like, look, I'm telling you straight up, I'm going to stop you. I am voting for Jill Stein. I do not support genocide. I will not vote for someone with blood on her hands. Fuck her.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. And afterwards, I was like, damn, I really said fuck her to that woman. But then I was like, that's okay. She's the one fucking calling people to get them to vote for her. So I don't feel so bad. But yeah, like, stop fucking calling me. Stop fucking texting me. Stop fucking knocking on my goddamn door. I am not even a Democrat, for fuck's sake. The problem is, in Pennsylvania, it's a closed primary state. Okay, so when I voted for Bernie in 2016 and 2020, I had to register Dem to vote for him in the primary, and then I went right back. Well, I've had the same residence and phone number for a long fucking time, way before 2016. So they have all that shit from when I registered Dem.
Yeah.
And by law, they are allowed to fucking use it.
Oh, really? They're allowed to keep it just forever?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know if it's like that in all states, but it sure as fuck is in Pennsylvania. Yeah, they're absolutely allowed.
That sucks, man.
It's like fucking telemarketing, you know? It's like, leave me alone. Not only am I not going to give her my fucking non-existent money, I'm also not going to give her my fucking vote.
Preach.
You know what? I just thought of, they probably fucking use that call for training. They're probably like, yo, people can get really nasty, but here's what to do in that situation. And then they play my recording of fuck her.
I hope so. Speaking of her,
Like, I thought this shit was parody. I legit thought this shit was parody. But someone with Kamala pictures and like register to vote for her, things like that on their Facebook page had this.
Goldman Sachs says there will be an economic boom if the Democrats win. Goldman Sachs predicts stronger GDP and job growth if Vice President Kamala Harris wins the 2024 election and Democrats sweep the Congress. On the contrary, Goldman Sachs predicts the economy would take a hit if Donald Trump wins and that inflation would increase due to Trump's planned tariffs. Wow.
Like, this is their fucking selling point? Like, they're fucking, oh my God, her whole thing is running on, I'm going to tax billionaires. And like, this is what your fucking sycophants are bragging about? Like, why would we judge the economy on what some rich fucks say? Insanity. Absolute fucking insanity. Oh, well, you know what? I wasn't going to vote for Kamala, but since Goldman Sachs said that, hey, guess what, bitches?
Yeah,
Oh,
who is
yeah.
this? Who is this ad for? Or who is this? Who's it for?
I can't see. It's something M. I can't see what it is. Up in the right-hand corner.
I mean, like, who's it targeted towards? Like, who? What audience would change their
Oh,
vote?
probably like white businessmen. That's what I would think. Like people who have stocks and bonds, like Nancy Pelosi and stuff. Essentially.
Yeah, okay.
People who like don't have to work 3 jobs to exist. You know, people who that's like all they care about. People who have financial advisors. That's who it appeals to. What's that say?
Holly says Liz Cheney.
You
And
are
she also
not
says
kidding.
she keeps seeing the Harris Victory Fund ads in her email. Delete.
Okay, well, you know what? Hillary had a victory fund too. Oops. They keep sending. I'm like, Harris Victory Fund. Like, you are being presumptuous as fuck because it was the Hillary Victory Fund twice. And it, oh my God.
It didn't work. Apparently, you needed to donate more.
You're cursing it.
All right. Now, on a more somber note, here we are rationalizing the horrors of Israel's war in Gaza. The novelist Howard Jacobson has argued that too much press coverage of dead Palestinian children is a new form of blood libel against Jews.
Checks out. You are not allowed to say anything about massacring innocents because you are an anti-Semite. It's a fact.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That is so offensive. And so many of my Jewish comrades, and I've had people, activists from Jewish Voice for Peace on. You guys should check out those shows. It was great speaking with them. But you know, so many of my Jewish comrades are so offended by this because they're like, first of all, we're not a fucking monolith. Stop talking about us like that. And second of all, you are making a very real issue of anti-Semitism, which absolutely exists, and you are turning it into something that it's not. This is not anti-Semitism. Things that happen can be. This is not one of them. And it's actually hurting Jewish people and makes Jewish people less safe. And that, you know, so many of my Jewish comrades have said that they have never felt more unsafe than since the 7th of October, and they do not feel unsafe because of Palestine. They feel unsafe because of the way that these things are printed. this is what makes them feel unsafe. And I can understand that.
Yeah. It's almost like Israel doesn't even care. Holly says, very insulting, really, and precisely, Joy.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's I don't even know the words anymore. I just feel like I keep saying the same thing over and over because I just, as an English major, people used to call me a walking thesaurus as kind of a nickname, as a joke. And I just don't have any fucking words. I just don't. Like, I feel like I've said it all at this point.
Well, that's why you do activism and you're out in the streets, because words don't seem to be enough.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm not sure what this says, but it says, echoing my feelings word for word.
I hope that Benjamin Netanyahu burns in hell the same way them children and their families burned. I hope him and his generals and the far-right government in Israel, that when their blood finally brings him to the resting place, that he deserves to burn in hell. Because what is happening now, not alone is it apartheid, not alone is it atrocity and a war crime, it's just horrific. It's just horrific what they're doing. Where is their soul? Where is the soul of the Israeli people that allows their government to do this to children? Where is their humanity? The Israeli people, the Jewish people, after everything the Jewish people have suffered down over the decades, that they would allow their government to do this to other human beings. Human beings.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love him. I absolutely love him. Can you fathom if we had even one person, one elected person in the US to say such things with such sincerity and such fervor that there is no mistaking that it's not platitudes, it's not coercion. It's like it's as real as it gets. It is empathy, it is disgust, it is outrage. We don't have a single fucking person like that.
No. It's weird to see a real human emotion, a real human communication here in a court like this, because we're so used to it just being platitudes and fakery and bullshit. Yep, it's refreshing.
It is.
Apparently Kamala Harris is bringing back Russiagate.
She is.
She's rehashing it.
She gave this interview the day the polls came out that she had really gone down in numbers. This was the interview that transpired that day.
Okay.
They've already started with the misinformation and the lies. We know that there is foreign interference, and I have to say to everybody listening to this, don't let them take your voice. Because I was part of the Senate Intelligence Committee when we investigated Russia's interference in the 2016 election. Black folks were targeted with misinformation. They've already started with the misinformation.
It sounds like she's starting with the misinformation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was that the end of it?
That was it. It looped back around.
Yeah, it's first of all, I'm pretty sure everyone watching knows that there was nothing about Russia in 2016. That's been proven a million fucking times. People just have so much.
Do most people know? Do most people know that Russiagate was a nothing burger?
Well, I think a lot of people know. That doesn't mean a lot of people want to acknowledge that. I mean, Not only did they try to fucking impeach Trump over it, this, that, and the other, nothing was found of it. Julian Assange maintained, like, there was no fucking, the whole thing was so fucking stupid, and it's so xenophobic, and it's just so gross, and that is how fucking wars start. Like, you are literally blaming a fucking country for doing stuff. Just even there's a fucking WikiLeaks where Hillary said, if I lose the election, we're going to blame it on Russia. Like, so now her poll numbers drop, and she's saying they're already started with interference. Okay, so let me get this straight. If, and a very slim if you win, does that mean they interfered that way? Or only if Trump wins?
Holly says, don't let them take your voice, Ursula the Sea Witch.
Don't let them take your voice. Now shut the fuck up and vote for me!
Let me take your voice instead.
Exactly.
She says.
Oh my God. I can't.
What are Kamala's plans and policies for Black America? Let's see.
Support reparations for Black people.
Well, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that.
Need reparations to address this historic and compounded burden of economic disparities. Many people say, oh, slavery, it ended. Well, it ended, but then it became lynchings, and then it became Jim Crow, and then it became redlining, and then it became segregation, the war on drugs, mass incarceration, and then this police violence, which is really just the tip of an iceberg. The training of our police has to be changed. Communities need to be put in charge of their police instead of having police in charge of their communities. So, we need citizen review panels that have the power of subpoena and so on. We need to be able to hold perpetrators accountable through investigations of every death at the hands of police.
So that's an important clip. And the next 4 pictures are going to be why that's an important clip.
All right. It's kind of small, so I'll read it. Just in, Kamala Harris calls to legalize marijuana and says, quote, no one should go to jail for smoking weed. As San Francisco District Attorney, Kamala Harris oversaw 1,900 convictions for marijuana offenses, with some cases resulting in jail time.
So let's go to the next one. It's about reparations, which she just said she's not going to do.
You just said it. Just in, Kamala Harris says Black Americans deserve reparations.
It's amazing what happens when your poll numbers drop. Hey, it's 3 weeks before the election. You know what? You know that Jill Stein lady? I'm going to start listening to her a little because there's a lot of Black men who like Jill Stein. So you know what? Yeah. I love how she says weed. Like, you're so fucking cool, Kamala. Oh my God. And then there's like Bernie who's like marijuana. And she's there like smoking weed. Like, oh my God, you're so fucking cool. You're just like the coolest.
Well, that's what they call it in California, apparently. She says, all right, in outreach to Black men, Harris to vow to legalize weed, protect crypto. Do you know what that means?
I have no fucking idea. Okay, so here's what I think. And then I saw a couple people who were people of color say this online after I thought of it. So I thought, well, this could be just like, I don't even know if this is right. So what I think it meant and what I've seen other people say is that, like, she's presuming that Black men sell drugs and that if they get money through hustling, stealing, selling drugs, like whatever. If they get money that way, they can invest into crypto. So there's no like evidence. Like she's saying, like a lot of Black men use crypto because it's not as traceable. Like that's what I thought. And then I saw a couple of my Black comrades say that, and I was like, okay, I thought I was crazy for thinking that, but like
I mean, for years and years, the only way to buy drugs on the internet, on the dark net, was to use Bitcoin.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's probably related. That's interesting. I don't know what protect crypto actually would mean from a government standpoint.
I guess that they won't, like, because some people in the government are against crypto.
Yeah,
there's the whole like mint the coin thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess she's like vowing that she would not take on crypto, like she would still allow it to exist.
Okay. Here's the fourth one. Yes. Kamala Harris promotes federal pot legalization as a boon to Black men. Okay.
So
Doesn't
like
it helps everyone? It's not just Black men, right? Am I crazy here? I smoke weed. I'm not Black.
See, I don't, but I'm fully supportive of, of legalizing it, obviously. But I just think it's like so fucking nuts how
It's
like
racist.
like how is it not? It's like, and if you say, well, she's a woman of color, it's not racist, okay, but then I'm gonna say, but you're still grouping Black men into this category that you really believe you will earn their votes by saying you will legalize weed. How is that not a fucking stereotype? How
Totally is.
I don't.
It's weird.
And it's 3 weeks away. Like, did you just now realize a lot of Black guys are voting for Jill Stein? Like, did you see? And the other thing that's really fucking frustrating about shit like that is what's going to happen is all these fucking white Karens who are middle-aged women are going to blame Black men when she fucking loses. Because that's what's going to happen. Because when Stacey Abrams lost, Black women were the ones busting their fucking asses, going door to door, doing phone banking, everything like that. And when she lost, so many people went at Black women and said they didn't do enough. And there are plenty of articles you can read on this. This is what's going to happen. They're going to fucking blame Black men when she loses. They're going to say not enough Black men stepped up. This shit's fucking dangerous.
Yep. I can see it now. Like, why was Black turnout so low? We need to get out the vote in the Black community.
Yep.
Harris touts legalization of marijuana stance to court Black men. She's courting them now. Interesting.
Oh my God.
We'll
so
see if
the
it
fake
works.
accent wasn't enough. Really? I mean, and saying like Tupac is your favorite alive rapper, that wasn't enough. Like doing the fucking commercial with like Megan Thee Stallion or whoever the fuck it was, that wasn't enough. She's gonna come out and do like a Hillary hot sauce thing. It's just it's not gonna end here. It's not.
I want to see her smoking a blunt on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh no, yeah, she just had well, hey, she was on Howard Stern last week drinking beer. She's cool.
Ooh, wow.
She was on she's been going on a lot of rapper podcasts, including one who beats the living shit out of his girlfriend. So she's super cool with like she's like cool with young people. She's hip. It's really astounding the way that I always think of that Steve Buscemi meme where he's like, "Hello, fellow kids."
Yeah.
Like,
It's that.
oh my fucking God.
So we have one thing left before the funny. This is a clip from your show the other night.
Yeah, this was Indigenous Peoples Day, and I was so honored to actually have a panel of 3 very close people to Leonard Peltier, who's, I'm sure most of you know, is a political prisoner who's been locked up for 49 years, and suffered an awful mistrial that should have been thrown out immediately. His health is declining rapidly. They're trying for a compassionate release. In July, it was declined. He is not up for parole for years to come. So I figured on Indigenous People Day, I was like, I have to talk to people about this. So I had an Indigenous woman who is on his board. I had an elder who is his spiritual healer.
Yep.
And I had his personal spiritual guide that visits him in prison, who did a native prayer that was, it was so touching and so beautiful. And then Leonard's legal assistant, who is also his personal assistant, Dawn Lawson. Dawn is the one that you will see in this clip. You guys will be absolutely enamored. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a statement that Leonard wrote in 1982. The Leonard Peltier Support Group got it to me, and I got Leonard's permission to read it. The man, he could have written it today. You know, I was listening to your intro, and he said, I am the voice of everyone who died without having a chance. That is still his voice. And he asked tonight for help from all of us. He wants to go home and die with his people. He told me, I'm not scared of dying. I don't want to die in here.
Yeah.
And, you know, we all need to raise our voices. Would you like me to read this statement?
Absolutely.
Okay, statement of Leonard Peltier. Solidarity with Palestinian and Lebanese freedom fighters. Greetings, comrades, brothers and sisters. I send to you and the Palestinian people my strongest solidarity during this critical period in the struggle of the PLO and Lebanese people against the forces of U.S. and Israeli aggression. Myself, members of the American Indian Movement, Leonard Peltier Defense Committee, and its support groups stand in solidarity with the struggle of the Palestinian people for their traditional land. We understand your struggle based on our continuing war against the U.S. government and their attempts to annihilate us as a people and to steal what remains of our traditional land, as shown by their actions at Wounded Knee, Big Mountain, and most recently at Lame Deer on the Northern Cheyenne Nation. The Israeli troops, in carrying out their genocidal campaign, are acting today as the 7th Cavalry acted in the past and continues to act in Indian country. They are the war criminals who will be tried for their butchery of the Lebanese and Palestinian people in Lebanon. If I were free today, I would take our red warriors to fight side by side with the freedom fighters of the PLO and to smash the imperialist forces of the U.S. and Israel.
Hell yeah.
I know that the forces of liberation must and shall come together to fight as a united front in unity of the 4 colors. We, as red warriors, call upon the yellow, black, and white freedom fighters to stand united with the PLO in uncompromising solidarity against the Zionist forces of Israel. I send my love and blood as prisoner of war within the belly of the beast to those who continue to struggle. Victory to the Palestinian and Lebanese freedom fighters. Leonard Peltier, POW, Marion Federal Prison, July 13th, 1982. The man could see into the future.
I cannot believe that was written over 40 years ago. Wow.
Exactly. That is pure Leonard. And he told me tonight, I'm not giving up. I'm not going to turn into a snitch. I'm not going to tell them what they want to hear. I'm not going to beg and say, oh, I did it. Let me go. I've been married and widowed twice. I did not know what commitment looked like until I met Leonard Peltier. He says, if you believe in something, you must be willing to sacrifice everything. And he has.
42 years ago. 42 years ago.
Yeah.
Man. That revolutionary isn't even a good enough word for him. I mean, that is unreal.
He saw it happening. He wasn't afraid to talk about it. That's commendable.
Absolutely. Oh man, it's like our country was, is responsible for yet another genocide, and I've talked to quite a number of Native people who have said this is comparable to Palestine. We are watching this happen to our people all over again, and wow, just wow.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Native American genocide all that much, other than on maybe Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We'll bring it up.
We don't even
directly.
have an Indigenous Peoples Day and recognized nationally.
Yeah, we try to just shove it under the rug, I think.
Definitely. I think we have a funny left. I do see, I can't see what it says. I think there's like 50 people watching or something. Smash the like button, smash subscribe. I need this to help my algorithm. I love that you're tuning in, but I also need you to be active and help me out so I can keep doing my show. But anyway, yes, Matt and I always do a funny at the end of the show because we talk about some seriously hard, depressing shit. So I figured this was a good gem.
Okay, here we go.
Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Pat it and brick it and mark it with B and put it in the oven for baby and me. Patty cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it up, throw it in a pan. Patty cake, baker's man.
Okay, all right.
Do you remember? I think I was doing the show with you when he makes the weirdest fucking like gesticulations. Like there was that one where he goes, no, it was more like,
yes, I recall that.
And they did like a freeze frame. He's just like, like what? Why do you do that? Like why?
He's just quirky, you know.
Oh, he's quirky, all right.
He's Midwestern.
He's something.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing yet another fun show with me. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. As I said, smash that like and subscribe.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, I have a very special guest, Jason Usri. He is making a documentary about my dear friend Temujin Kansu. He did the podcast that was huge, true crime podcast, Santa Made Me a Criminal. If you have not listened to it, please do. It is hilarious. He is just wonderful. And you may have heard me talk about how Temujin, he went to see Temujin. He flew in from Atlanta. And the prison turned him away, even though he was scheduled to have an interview. So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow night.
Can't wait to hear about that.
Because I was supposed to fly out there as well this month, and I've known Temujin and been interviewing him from prison for over 4 years. And I was so excited to go see him finally. And he was so excited to see both me and Jason. And now he's not seeing either one of us. So tune in tomorrow night. And if you want to see some other shows I've done with Temujin from prison, please check my channel. You're not going to believe his story. It's fucking insane. He's been proven innocent, and he is on his 38th year in prison. So please check that out, and please tune in tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Yep. And thanks, Matt. Much love, everyone. Have a good night.
Adios, everyone.